Today we are back with our final Madden 26 rebuild here on, of course, Madden 26. And today we're going to be doing the new Look Carolina Panthers. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this finale on Madden 26. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 83% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do follow that, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So yes, today is our final Madden 26 rebuild, as Madden 27 will be dropping next week. I, have gone it. Oh, actually, right after this video, I'm going to pre-order the, $100 version so I can play it a little bit early. I know I could have spent $150, but I never play college football. So I could technically have Madden 27 right now, I think. But I don't know. I felt weird buying a game I would never play because I really don't play college football 27. I know it's a good game and all that, but I know there were some weird things going on there for a second. But that's all besides the point. I'm installing this game as soon as we're done. And of course, once I upload my first Madden 27 rebuild, the consistency of this channel will be back as well. We'll be back to every other day uploads. Of course, you guys know it's been a little slow over here on this last stretch of Madden 26. But talking about the Carolina Panthers, what they've done this offseason, I like a lot of what they've done. Obviously, bringing in Devin Lloyd, Jalen Phillips. You still have J.C. Horn. Trayvon Mulrig was in addition, I believe, a couple years ago. And then on offense, of course, Bryce Young. This is going to be an interesting season for him because you definitely need to see what he's got. I mean, obviously, they ended up being in the playoffs and took the Rams, pretty deep in there. It was a pretty crazy game. And of course, they beat them once already in the regular season. And it was still a team that finished under 500. Division was just bad, at least if I remember correctly. And then obviously McMillan's a stud. I used to love him at Arizona, and then he's in Carolina now. So let's go ahead and simulate year one, and let's see what Madden thinks of the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, the way we start all of these, the new look Carolina Panthers anyway. So yeah, let's get to the end of year one, finish off this final Madden 26 rebuild we have, and be ready for Madden 27. Don't really know how much different the game is. I haven't really kept up with the news, to be honest with you, but whoops, wrong draft class, but I'll load the right draft class, and I'll see you guys at the end of year number one. So at the end of the season, we actually finished up with a pretty similar record from last year. I believe the Panthers finished up at 8-9, and we finished up at 9-8. J.C. Horn did have 6 picks, which was tied for first with Christian Gonzalez, of course, to lead the league. And yeah, we did not win the division because the Falcons, man, I don't know. Ever since I've used this roster through all these new look rebuilds, the Falcons have been so damn good. I'll just say that right now. But if we take a look at the player stats, offensively 24th in the NFL, and then defensively we ended up being 9th in the NFL. So we need to make a decision on Bryce Young, which actually, I'm gonna be honest, he actually had a pretty decent season, 28-6 and 3,400 yards. So more than likely, I'll probably end up re-signing him. Hubbard had a bounce back season. Of course, he's fallen off a little bit. I feel like Rico Dowdle kind of took over the backfield a little bit last year in a way. McMillan did have 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. So I do love the numbers we're seeing on offense, which is good. But of course, at the end of the day, and then damn, okay, Derek Brown and Devin Lloyd were phenomenal as well. And Nick Gordon, not to mention. 8.5 from Warden. Damn, okay. The sacks numbers, it's a damn shame this team didn't make the playoffs. I love a lot of what the players were doing. A lot of stats to like here. But unfortunately, it didn't make the playoffs, we didn't make the playoffs, which sucks. But because I really liked a lot of the stats we saw there, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We didn't make it. So, man, do we resign Bryce Young? I think we probably have to. Hopefully he's not asking for too much money, but I think he did decent. And of course, QBs do not grow on trees, but I do wonder what the Panthers are going to do with that situation. You had the Bills and the Bears meet up in the Super Bowl, and the Bills absolutely crushed them. So Josh Allen got his ring, and he also got Super Bowl MVP. Mahomes is your MVP. Sean Payton, Coach of the Year. Puka Nacua, Offensive Player. Micah Parsons, Depoy. Mekhi Levin, and Ruben Bain are your Rookies of the Year. Now, we are going in with only $8.5 million in cap space. So that's not a lot of money to, re-sign Bryce Young, but we do have Moten retiring and JJ Jansen, so that's something to keep in mind. Our long snapper, and Taylor Moe is the big one, obviously. But let's take a look at our own free agents. We have $18.5 million. I think Bryce Young, I'm pretty sure, is a free agent here. Iquanu, Rasheed Walker, Mike Jackson, John Mechie. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not a free agent yet. I thought he was going to. They didn't extend him yet, did they? Maybe they did. I don't know. I feel like they didn't yet, but apparently, let's see. Does he have 1 year on his deal? Let's see. So Bryce Young, I guess he has 1 year remaining. So apparently we have 1 year left. I honestly thought that he was on the last year of his deal, but I guess not. So we'll be able to have Bryce Young for another year. And let's take a look at free agency. So Iquanu or our own free agent. So I do want to keep at least one of Iquanu or Rasheed Walker. Of course, we could probably keep both of them because Moten did retire, so we could have our offensive lineman tackles kind of settled there. So if we could find a way to resign both of them, I think that'd be a decent start. So Freeling, I guess Freeling is here, so we probably should only worry about resigning one of them. So Freeling being here kind of changes it, but the offensive line is looking pretty decent. Obviously, as I mentioned, I love Tetro McMillan. Horn and Devin Lloyd up to Superstar X Factor is freaking awesome. So let's just worry about bringing in Iquanu back then. Let's worry about that. So yeah, we'll resign him, and then Freeling will be opposite of him, obviously, and we should be golden. So let's take a look at free agency. Of course, we'll have $2.5 million in cap space, so not a lot to work with here. But if we take a look and see what we truly need going in, so we do have a hidden dev center, or I guess, sorry, star dev now. Do need a new tight end since we didn't keep Trimble. Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette. Unfortunately, Chris Brazil, I think, towards ACL already, this which sucks. Brooks and Chuba Hubbard. So I actually feel pretty decent about the offense we have other than tight end. If we can find a way to upgrade the tight end and like really well, I'd feel good about that. Defensively, I still love a lot of what we have on defense as well, especially with maybe some better linebacker play wouldn't be bad. But the D-line I'm liking a lot. And then we do need to bring in a new free safety potentially. Unless Wheatley, I guess, could be something. He must have been, I don't know, Zaki Wheatley. But yeah, so free safety and also probably a tight end is going to be the biggest things I want to worry about. And linebacker play. But we don't have a lot of money to work with, so see what we can grab here if there's any. So Jaquan Brisker would be awesome. If I could find a way to free up money for him, I'd probably like to do that. And then the other thing was linebacker. Dre Greenlaw would be fun. So I don't know if we'd be able to free up enough money for both, but maybe probably get at least one here. So let's try to see if there's a way to free up some money to go after at least one of those guys. So Bryce Young, as we saw, Mo Rig, I don't want to get rid of. Wharton had a good year last year. Robert Hunt, want to keep him. Lewis, Derek Brown. I mean, we could probably restructure at least one guy and maybe get one of these dudes. So I'm going to restructure one guy. That'll be it probably for me. And I'll see if I can afford Brisker. That'd be... Nope, not quite. I am all in on getting Jaquan Brisker, though, with him being superstar dev. So I think we're going to try to do it with one more guy here. So we're going to restructure one more guy and see if we can get Brisker on this team. Okay, so I think we have enough now. So I'm going to go for Jaquan Brisker here and hope we can get him to be our new free safety with him being... Oh, we actually have some competition on going in on him, so I don't know if we'll get him. He chooses us. Okay, so Jaquan Brisker added to this defense. I loved what our, I love some of the guys we already have on defense. So feeling pretty good about that addition. And we still have the draft ahead of us as well. So I definitely want to go in drafting a linebacker and corner and a tight end. So that's the one thing. I don't think there was any good tight end. So maybe round one tight end could be in play. Tucker Kraft is here. I mean, we could, there's some actually good tight ends. I'm actually surprised I didn't look at this earlier. So maybe we're not done restructuring some guys. Usually I don't recommend doing something like this, but there's a chance if we don't have enough to afford Bryce Young next year, we draft a new QB and everything would be fine. So I'm actually going to restructure JC Horn as well. And I don't know if that was enough to get Kraft, but Kraft would be exactly what we need at that spot to really, help this offense in the worst way possible. So we should have enough for Tucker Kraft. We're going to offer him a contract. So Kraft could come to, there we go. I love their offseason. So Brisker and Kraft. And we still have the draft ahead of us as well. So those are two great additions at two positions of need. Now let's head to the draft. So I think in round one, I'm actually going to go ahead and keep targeting the defensive line. Even though we don't need to, it's never bad to have enough depth. And I know Warren's a free agent after this season. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Jaden Jackson here in round one. 70 true value, got him at 17. But the one thing we do like about him, of course, you'll have that hidden dev trait that we always love to chase. So we got that in round one, which is good. There's some other options too. Like I could have taken Bolden, but we just signed Brisker, so I wasn't sure about that. Could take our QB right now, but I'm still all in, I would say, on... Bryce Young for the most part. And then there's like Rusaw, how I was considering in round one. If we get him right now, I wouldn't hate that as he is elite, speed. So I'm going to go with Quay Rusaw here in round two. Consider him in round one, but I think this is better. Just get him in round two. Going to be a hidden dev speed linebacker. We'll have to move him to Mike or whatever. But yeah, because we're going to keep Devin Lloyd where he was. He went off last year, so I don't want to change that at all. And then for this, we could take a QB still. They're, tempting me with it. But I will continue to stick with Bryce Young and not, give him any doubt that we believe in him, even though there is a few guys we could take. There's actually a lot of guys. But the other thing I would like to take here is I did say we could, we already took our linebacker. I guess it would be corner. So we have McKinney out of Notre Dame. And I think I'm going to go with him. So let's bring in DJ McKinney as another corner on this team. Because I didn't love our corner depth. 104 in true value, got my 81. Only normal dev, but still going to be solid depth to have. So I feel good about that offseason. We bring in a D-tackle, Tucker Kraft, Jaquan Brisker. I love what we've done. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup after the draft. So if you look at our draft recap, you're going to have a 74 overall D tackle, 73 linebacker, 73 corner, 73 tight end. I don't hate that either. Get another center who actually is better than what we have right now. So I can't be mad at that either, even though the center we have, is star depth. So he'd probably develop really well if we gave him time. But the other thing we need to make sure of is change some guys around. So I love Kraft being here. Braylon Moore at center now. Defensively, as I said, I guess Rusaw, they already have moved him to Sam, which is fine. Okay, and then Ward, and then you do have Lee Hunter, but Jaden Jackson, it's not bad, like I said, to have a lot of guys at that D-line. So the only other thing to do, because I do love the numbers we put up, I wonder if we could just change the schemes a little bit. I really don't even know how much this changes things, but I'm going to stick with Canales' playbooks for now, because ultimately we did go over 500. If we got one more win last year, we may have been a playoff team. So I'm going to believe in his playbooks again, because I love the numbers we put up. The guys did individually. We finished over 500. One more win, we are maybe in the playoffs. And this is going to be Bryce Young's really prove it season, because obviously he needs an extension. So we're going to have to see if he earns it this year. And if he does, we'll extend him, make it happen. If he doesn't, then we draft a new QB, depending on how the season goes or something like that. So this 28 class, and I will see you guys at the end of year 2 with the hopes and expectations that Bryce Young maybe leads us to the playoffs this year with the amount of talent he has around him, but time will tell. Did say all I wanted to see was one more win, and that win has happened. 10-7. So we go from 9-8 to 10-7. One more win, we'd be in the playoffs, and that was the case. We also won the division. So good sign. Good sign. So let's take a look at those stats. Offensively, a little bit better than last year. 18th in the NFL. Bryce Young still put up similar numbers. And defensively, we're top 10. So that's great to see. 26-13 from Bryce Young. But of course, all that matters is how he plays in the playoffs. He played good in the Rams game. So I'm expecting, a good run out of him as well. Jalen Coker actually had 1,000 yards this year. Love to see that. I know there are some cokeheads out there that love him, love Jalen Coker. Not as great of a season as far as sacks are concerned for Lloyd, but it's at 111 tackles and interceptions, so can't be mad at that. Nick Gordon with 11.5, 9 from Jalen Phillips, and then 7.5 from Derek Brown, 4 from Lee Hunter, and 2.5 from Lloyd, as we saw. And then you did have only a few, everyone kind of had one pick, so no 6 interception season from obviously JC Horn. He actually had none this year, which is a little disappointing, but it's all good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks, which obviously will not be easy. But I think, we could maybe do something here. So let's jump in and play the Seahawks and see if we can somehow upset them. It's not going to be easy. Let's bring out some badass uniforms. Carolina Panthers jerseys and colorways. I love them so much, man. They're so cool. I am going to come out here. Every time I see these, I just immediately think of Cam Newton. It's pretty easy. But I'm going to pull out this in this playoff game, and we're going to see if we can beat the Seahawks. Probably won't be easy, but let's give it a shot. Hopefully we can upset them, considering, we're technically the higher seed, but I feel like Seattle's probably better than Carolina, but let's see. Also, not to mention that Bryce Young is fighting for his contract in this game, because if we don't even, aren't even competitive in this game, it's going to be hard to convince myself to re-sign Bryce Young to a big contract. But let's see. Our defense gets a stop. We have a top 10 defense right now. So let's see if Bryce Young could... There we go. 7-0. Good start. But they do kick a field goal to make it... Ooh, we threw an interception, I think, there. That's not good. 10-7. Let's see if we can get back in this game. So defense continuing to get stops. But I think that was another interception. I'm not loving what I'm seeing right now so far. 20-7. Still in this game. If we can get a score here soon. Good field position. 20-10. Okay, defense is continuing to give us chances, but I'm so far not... Okay, you know what? We're in the game. 20-13. We are in this thing. I'm just going to say that right now. So 20-13. We're in this game. 3 minutes left. 1st and 10. So I think Bryce Young has thrown 2 brutal interceptions in this game from what I've seen. I would love to see Jalen Coker just, beat his man over the top, but we're probably not going to be able to do that. Uh-oh. Where I wanted to go, this is a risky throw. Oh my... yeah, that was... not a good throw. But yeah, 2 picks for Bryce Young, really brutal ones, but we're still in this. So if we can go tie this game, and but I probably should have never thrown that ball, but thankfully I didn't pay for it. So let's start with a run here to Hubbard, and this is a good run. Love to see that. So we're going to be at the 46-yard line. Let's continue to go no huddle here. We obviously need to go tie this up, and then, maybe our defense can get us the ball again before overtime, or, just stop them in general. So let's see. Oh, I don't like anything here. It's going to scramble and get 5 yards. So 4 rushes for 14 yards. Let's go right back to Chuba Hubbard for this 2-minute warning. See if he can get us some extra yards before the stoppage. So let's see. Or I guess this is going to be Brooks out here now. And, oh my gosh, what a run. So I thought we were about to get TFL there, but Jonathan Brooks with a very good run. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning, I believe. So there you go. 2-minute warning. And we are on their side of the field. So we do have a chance to tie this up at home here in Carolina. So let's make it happen if we can in these badass blue jerseys as well. Let's go to, I clicked the wrong play. Let's bring out some 4 verts. Let's see if we like anything here. If not, I'll probably just dump this down to Chuba Hubbard. So he's not freed. Okay, there he is. Finally frees up. So not much, but hey, we'll take it. It's going to be 6 yards. So all right, and we're going to go right back to him on the slip screen because this play usually is guaranteed to get you, a nice couple of yards here. So let's see if we can go get some from Chuba Hubbard. Got to get rid of this. We do. Nice block. Unfortunately, I cannot juke that defender. It only gets us literally, as I said. Uh-oh, Bryce Young, you good? Okay, he's good. 3rd and 2. We need a first down here. It's a big first down to get. I'm going to throw Leggett on a go route, and we're going to see if Leggett has it in him. But oh my gosh, I read that so bad. That's my fault. Oh, I read that defense so badly. Oh, that was really bad throw. That's my fault. Bryce Young, that was not your fault. That was terrible. Although I will say you did throw 2 interceptions earlier. That was such a bad. I actually clicked the wrong button as well. Very bad. Very bad. So ultimately we'll lose this one because of that bad decision that I made. I'll blame myself for that. Let's get into the offseason. Let's see what Bryce Young's asking for. But I think I'm okay with keeping him. So yeah, I feel really bad for that throw and decision I made there, but ultimately the Bills went on to go win back-to-back Super Bowls. I don't know if he would have went all the way anyway, but yeah, I definitely did Bryce Young a disservice with that throw there at the end. I tried to hit McMillan, and I read that was just such a bad read. Anyway, Wade, Morig, there's definitely some free agents here to worry about, along with Bryce Young being one. He's asking for a similar, yeah, it's quite a bit of money, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I just don't know if we get much better than him right now. We, of course, can draft a rookie and hope for the best, but we made the playoffs, so I don't think our pick will be that good. So I think we're at the point that keeping him probably makes the most sense. So I'm going to restructure Jalen Phillips, I should say. We're going to restructure J.C. Horn to free up another $10 million. And then Coker probably doesn't get us a ton. We probably have to make one roster cut, unfortunately. So Derek Brown, absolutely not. Robert Hunt might have to be the guy, because that gives us $17.5 million. I hate to do it, but I do think at this point we have to make a tough decision here. So I am going to go ahead and cut Robert Hunt, and that should give us enough to re-sign Bryce Young and hopefully re-sign maybe a couple other guys on top of that, but we'll see. So Bryce Young, I'm going to just give him a neutral offer because that's good enough. Yeah, so neutral offer to Bryce Young. Brooks, I could probably afford to let go. It's Morig that I wanted the most, I'll say. We'll get Morig, and then we'll get Leggett. I think maybe we'll let Leggett go. Yeah, probably. Damian Lewis, I did have somewhat interest there, so I'm going to get, not Leggett, sorry, but I think I'm going to go in on Damian Lewis with him being an 85. He is older, but I think I'd like to keep him. And then Wallace was our Mike linebacker, 25 years old. I'll probably keep him. That might be it, actually. So we're probably going to have to let the rest go. So we lost both our guards, which we could maybe move that backup center we have or one of these centers to right guard or something to free that up. But $10 million to work with. We're going to have to trust in the draft because Bryce Young took a lot of our money. We'll see. So our center is at left guard right now. So yeah, we do need to probably move. We trust a 60, I don't know, 25 years old. Probably need to bring in 2 guards, to be honest. We'll do that somewhere in the draft and then maybe in free agency. Defensively, I don't feel like we need much here. We're going to have to just trust McKinney to play more next year. And then Jaden Jackson, Lee Hunter, Nick Gordon. I mean, yeah, I'm feeling okay about that. So for free agency, I don't think we have enough to bring in anybody. Like, it'd be awesome bringing Gibbs or Trey Smith, but not going to get there. So left guard, Lewis is here. Corbett, who is a former Carolina Panther. Torrance, Tyler Steen. Could we get Steen maybe for a little bit? No. I think we just have to draft both our guards in the draft. So let's head to the draft. We committed to Bryce Young, so now we need to protect him with some guard play. And we'll run it back and hope that year 3, brings good things. But yeah, we are kind of in a spot where we have to trust Bryce Young. And I did him a disservice last year. So I'm going to go with Dontrell Glover here in round 1 to start things off. So we'll get Dontrell Glover to be our left guard. He's going to be 8 in true value, got him at 21. So a home run pick, which is awesome. And I was considering maybe trading for our other position of need. So we got our left guard or whatever it was. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, but we need a right guard, I believe. So let's see if there's a right guard that we can trade for who's cheap somewhere, just because I do want to give Bryce Young the best offensive line we could potentially get for him. So a lot of these guys are making a decent amount of money so far. So there's Jalen Farmer, Cosme, Booker, who's only making $7 million right now. We could go crazy with that. The Cowboys can't actually do that. I have negative money. Never mind. James Daniels, not Jaden Daniels. Charles Jag could be interesting. I don't know. Again, they have negative cap space, so that's not going to work. Lindstrom, Hooney, Francis. I don't think the Giants let him go. Tipman, Ratledge at 27. Maybe we can grab him. If we gave our second round pick for Tate Ratledge, I wouldn't hate that. They almost agreed to it. And I'll give my fourth in this draft as well. That gets us our right guard problem. There we go. Okay. So we give up our second and get our guard. So we got 2 guards coming in. That's going to be good. And then our third round pick, we can kind of just take whatever we feel is best. So I do feel like since we lost receiver depth, that it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to take like KJ Duff here or something. So lacks discipline. So we won't have hidden dev or anything. But KJ Duff, maybe not going to go where we go. What about Jaden Jordan Ship? Again, not like what I'm seeing. Okay, so I think I'm going to settle on Marquise Lightfoot if I like anything. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let me keep looking at some of these prospects. I don't like anything I've seen so far. So I guess I'm just going to take Cam Vaughn because there really isn't much of anything that I'm loving on the board, but it'll be a B+ value pick, so not bad. And I think the thing we'll do next year is we'll probably change our offensive playbook because defensively we've been awesome. Offensively, we've been just okay. So if we can get that offense to play even better, then you could maybe be looking at an interesting team going into next season. So draft recap, you got a 78 overall guard. So yeah, that was a home run. So our offensive line should still be looking good, even though we lost both our starting guards. So that's good. We love that. So let's take a look at this lineup. And I think the biggest thing, like I said, is if we move the offensive playbook, that could change a bunch. Just, we got to figure out what offensive playbook we want to run. So yeah, I think the offensive line is looking okay, so I'll take it. Wide receiver room could be better, but not totally mad at it. Defensively, I mean, corner, like I said, corner wide receiver could be better. So offensive playbook, what do we want to run? So I love the schemes we got going. That's fine. But offensive playbook, what's going to be a good playbook to run for this specific offense? We could go with, obviously, Rams playbook or something like that. Pittsburgh's no. D'Amico Ryans no. Connell no. Obviously, Bengals playbook always comes to mind, but I don't want to go with them. Zach Taylor. Should I go with Atlanta's playbook since they're always cooking for some reason? They've been really good, but that probably is because of Bijan, so maybe not. Could go Andy Reid's playbook. We know that could give us something to like. So you know what? We'll go with Andy Reid's playbook. And yeah, I'll probably just, I guess we'll go to West Coast spread. All right, Bryce Young, if there is ever a time for you to put up an MVP season, it's with Chiefs playbook. So if you could do that for us going into this season, I'd love you forever. Let's get into next season, and let's see if year 3 is going to bring us something special. Just make the playoffs again, and if I have to jump in, I'll play better because that was an awful throw. And at the end of this season, we finish up at 14-3. So yeah, I think it's safe to say change the offensive playbook, changed a lot for what we needed, and it is kind of insane how much that helps. Is it like that in Madden 27? Someone can let me know if they have already seen what's going on in Madden 27. But offensively, 17th, I probably should just go find out myself. Offensively, 7th NFL, and defensively, 4th NFL. So you're top 10 on both sides, and yeah, 45-11 from Bryce Young. So what we needed to see out of Bryce Young is what we got. Love to see that. Coker, once again, 1,100 yards, 900 from Chris. McMillan, not a whole lot. He did miss 7 games, to be fair, though. So hopefully he's healthy now, because we do need him, but we'll see. Defensively, you had 13. Oh my gosh, you had 3 double-digit guys: 13, 12, and 10, and then 7 with Devin Lloyd, 6 from Quay Rusaw, and the interceptions: 3 from Mo Rig, 2 from Lloyd, 2 from Will Lee. And we get the rest during wildcard weekend, so I love that. And if we look at our injury report, hopefully nothing. Tucker Kraft is out for 2 weeks, but we could get him back in the playoffs, which is good. So we're healthy other than Tucker Kraft. So we might miss the divisional, unfortunately, but at least we'll get him for the next game if we win here. And it is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. And as I said, I presume Kraft is still going to be out, if I had to guess. And yeah, out for 1 more week. Cowboys, you have any injuries to worry about? It's not showing me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, let's go ahead, play the Cowboys at home, and let's hopefully get a win here in the playoffs. I screwed Bryce Young over last year, but this time, I'm not doing that if I have to jump in. Cowboys, your window is over. It is Panthers window time, so hopefully that is what happens in this game. And we get an interception from Quay Rusaw, and we do go up 7-0 off the interception. Another interception, this time from Wheatley, and it's going to be 7-0 still. So we didn't score off the second interception. They tie it up. We take the lead with a 10-7, but of course, they have Aubrey, so at any point they could tie this. But Whoever their quarterback is, I assume it's still Dak. I still has 3 picks already in the first half. So we finally score off that 3rd interception. So I'll take it. 24-7. Defense has, turned the ball over plenty. That's what you want your defense in the playoffs. But the Cowboys aren't totally out of it just yet. We score here, put them away, and it is going to be 17-24. So at this point, we need one more first down and this game is over. So let's see if we can accomplish that. I feel like I am able to, succeed in that at least. So just give Hubbard the ball, let him get a first down. We should be walking out here with a victory. Not going to be a lot here, so not a good run to start things off. All right. I think we're going to be aggressive and throw this ball because I want to get this game. I want this game to be over. I don't want to have to worry about, giving them the ball back and letting them tie it up. So we're going to go play action. This is kind of risky business. Oh my gosh, there's nothing open. Dude. Oh my gosh, that almost worked out. But it would have been better if that was incomplete because we just stopped the clock. I actually thought that was going to work and it didn't. Okay, well, this is going to be a very, very interesting play here. We need a first down. So if we take the sack, we take the sack. I'm not going to force anything. Let's just see if we got a open man somewhere. McMillan, are you there? McMillan's there. And it's a first down. This game is over. So that is what we needed. McMillan gets open. I knew that's what I wanted. And now we just nailed his ball out. So that's going to be it. Actually, I'm going to make sure that Madden doesn't screw me over and punt them the ball back. For some reason, they do some stuff like that. So we just got to nail it one more time. And this game is over. We're headed to the NFC Championship game, which is great to see. And I actually am curious, who was their quarterback? It was Dak. So Dak, just typical playoff Dak Prescott, I guess. But all right, let's get to the next game. NFC Championship time. Here we come. Now we get to play another NFC East opponent, and it's going to be up against the Philadelphia Eagles coming to Philadelphia. So let's see if we can come out here and beat this team, and it's going to be a fumble recovery by Devin Lloyd. It is a rainy day as well, of course, as you can see. But we do finally put up some points, which is great to see. And now we're going to go up 2 possessions. Another stop, or it looked like it was an interception. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, 17-0. Looks really good against the Eagles so far, but there is a whole second half remaining. But they only get up a field goal there. Another field goal. So defense is playing phenomenal. And it's safe to say, I think we kicked the Eagles' butt here. So we are headed to the Super Bowl with Bryce Young and the Panthers. I love to see that. So 24-6. And here was your stats, since we didn't look at the last game because we had to grant the clock still. But 2-1. So Bryce Young did unfortunately throw an interception, but at the end of the day, it didn't hurt us. The Eagles didn't really do much with it. And Chris had a good game, and you did have McMillan with the touchdown as well. So love to see that. And then sacks, 2 from Jalen Carter, but interceptions from Woolen. Okay, let's get to the Super Bowl, fellas. We can get Carolina a Super Bowl and end off Madden 26 on a good note. So let's go make it happen. So it's going to be the Indianapolis Colts as our opponent in the Super Bowl. That's going to be an interesting one. And hey, look at that. We start off with an interception on the first drive. That's a good sign of things to come, hopefully. And we go up 14-7. They scored on their second possession, but another stop. Never mind, I guess. Okay, it's 14-14. So Indiana so far playing really well. 21-14. But we have a lead. And I would say I would love to go up 28-14 here, but maybe here. 24. Okay, we get an interception or fumble recovery. Our defense has been like just getting so many turnovers in the playoffs, which is exactly what you want out of your defense. And fellas, I think we have brought a Super Bowl to Carolina. That is going to be the end of us on Madden 26. That was our final rebuild of Madden 26. It ends off on a good note here with the Panthers. So I hope you guys did enjoy our final Madden 26 rebuild. The next time you guys see me, we will be on Madden 27, back on a regular scheduled programming. Football season's right around the corner, of course. As you guys are watching this, I believe the Hall of Fame game is tonight. So that's interesting. But thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'll see y'all in Madden 27. I'm saying peace.